Hi, welcome back to Maths Masters. This is addition session 25. We're adding two 4-digit numbers with an exchange and regrouping. So firstly, we're going to have a quick recap. So we're going to do a review of previous learning. So pause the clip and have a go at these 3 questions. So you might want to use place value counters or base 10 and a place value grid, or an expanded column method, or the compact formal written method of column addition. So let's have a look. So I'm going to use the formal column addition method, so a more abstract way of working, to just have a go at these. So writing out the numbers beneath each other. Now ideally I'd have my place value headings in, but I'm just doing this for speed. So I've got 582 and 316. I'm just going to create another line underneath that current line, and then I can go in and work out the numbers. Okay, so 6 add 2 is going to be 8. 8 and 1 is 9, and 5 and 3 is 8. Okay, so I'll just get rid of that. It won't erase, I need to get rid of the text box. So just get rid of that text box. And then question 2, 6,278 and 3,611. So write them out one under each other. And show my operation, which is addition. 8 and 1 is 9, 7 and 1 is 8, 6 and 2 is 8, and 6 and 3 is 9. Okay, so get rid of that. See how my recall of number facts, it really speeds this up for me. I'm not having to count on, because I instantly know what those numbers add together to make. Okay, so in this question I've got a 4-digit number and a 3-digit number. So to make sure I'm placing them in the correct place, which is really good practice all the time, is I'm putting my place value headings in there. So I've got my thousands, hundreds, tens and ones, so that I make sure I'm aligning them in the correct place value column, so no mistakes are there. Then I can complete the calculation. Okay, so scrolling back up we go. There's the maths mole there, hello. And back up to the example question we're going to work through together. So this is how, so if you use the place value counters or the base 10 and the place value grid, these can be downloaded. If you look at the drop down in the description, the show more, there's a link to my Google Drive, and you'll find the place value counters there to print out and the base 10 to print out. And those are really good for you to use, especially when you come to decimals. Okay, so going to add these together, and you can either do it a formal method, or you can use, like I said, the more concrete resources so you can see it. So pause the clip and have a go at working this one out. Okay, so I'm going to add the ones together first. So we've got 7 ones and 5 ones that we're adding together. So 7 and 5 is equal to 12. So we've got too many ones in the ones column, because 10 ones makes 10. So we need to move 10 ones over. Okay, so if you want to use a tens frame to help you, put a tens frame in the ones column and place your counters on there. And when you get 10 counters in your ones column or any column, then you can move that whole 10 frame under to the left to the next column when you're adding. Okay, and you can see that happening in the earlier addition videos using a tens frame. So if you want to go back to those to practice using a tens frame to practice the exchange, then do that. That'll really help you. Right, so I've collected 10 of them, 10 ones, and those 10 ones are equal to 10. So I've placed them in the tens column now. So what I'm going to do is exchange those 10 ones for, and it leaves me with my 2 ones there. I'm going to exchange these 10 ones here for 1 10. So I'm going to get rid of them. And I'm going to place 1 10 in place of those 10 ones below where I'm doing my calculation. I'm going to put it a bit too high there, I just need to move it down. And then it's splodged a bit. There we go, perfect. Okay, so now I can do the calculation. So I can add the 5 and the 3 to make 8, then add, I start the 1s, 2, and then add the 5 and the 3 makes 8, add that 1 on makes 9, then I've got 4 and 2 makes 6, and then 3 and 2 makes 5. A bit of subitizing there, so I can see that straight away what I've got. Okay, so right, so showing you the formal method, the more abstract method of column addition here on the right hand side. So I can start off with the calculation that I began with. So I have to think back. So it was 3,400. We had 5 tens and 7 ones in the ones column, and added to that, so we add to that 2,235. Okay, so draw my lines, and so 7 and 5 again makes 12, so we put that 1 10 of the 12 in there and the 2 in the ones column. Then we can add together 8 plus 1 is 9, 4 and 2 is 6, and 3 and 2 is 5. Okay, so moving on, so there's the Key Stage 2 place value grid. So let's have a go at this one now. We've got 2 4-digit numbers. So we'll make the numbers, I'm going to use counters this time. So I'm just using my colours instead of the counters, but they represent the same colours. So I've got 3,000 and another 3,000 that I'm adding to it. Then I've got 4,000 and I'm adding another, 400. I've got 400, I'm adding 200. Then I've got 2 tens and 6 tens, and then 8 ones, and I'm going to add to that. Ooh, my ones have got a bit of a mess there. Let's get rid of those. Okay, so we've got 8 ones, and we've also got 4 ones that we're going to add to those. So I'm going to put my 8 ones, keep them nice and neat, because then they're easy to count, and it's easy to see if we need to do an exchange then to see if we've got 10. So like a regrouping to make 10 or an exchange. Okay, so looking at that ones column there, I can see I've got more than 10 in that column. I've got 8 and 4. So I've got 12 ones in that column. So what I'm going to do, I've got those 8 there, and then 2 more there makes 10. So I'm going to regroup to make 10. I'm going to exchange those 10 ones for 1 10. So I'm going to select those 10 ones. Oh dear, let's wait for that. Okay, so just get rid of that box, and I'm going to select them so you can see me actually doing the exchange. So use that tool there, and I'm going to just select those 8, and I'm going to carefully just get those 2 more. So I've got those 10, and I'm going to move those down into the tens column and exchange them for a 10. Okay, so I can just get rid of those. I've got the 2 left there, and I can get rid of these here and replace them with 1 10. Okay, there's my 10. Okay, so I'm going to start doing the calculation then now. So go back to my ones column. I've got 2 ones left. Then I've got 6, 7, 8 tens in the tens column. Plus the 1 is 9. Then I've got 4 and 2. And I've got 3 and 3,000 makes 6,000, making 6,692. Okay, so Caleb buys a horse costing 3,245, and Kate buys a camper van costing 1,682. How much have they spent altogether? So pause the clip and have a go. You can use base 10, you can use place value counters, or you can use an expanded method of column addition where you partition the numbers, or you can do the formal written method of column addition. It's up to you. Choose whichever you want to do, okay? You can use whatever you like. So I'm going to pop down so I've got a bit of space where we can work this out then now. Here we go. So, trying to remember what those numbers were. So I'm just going to jot down my calculation. I'm going to use the formal written method of column addition. So you can pop those numbers there. And then can add them together. So I'm going to start at the ones. And 5 and 2 is 7, 8 and 4. Now we're going to have to exchange because 8 and 4 is equal to 12. So we've got 10 tens there. So we need to exchange 10 tens for 100. So I'm going to place 100 in the hundreds column and my 2 tens, and I can add the 6 and 2 add the 1 makes 900, and 3,000 and 1,000 makes 4,000. Okay. So this is your chance to practice them now. So some of these may require an exchange. I'm not sure which column it is. That's what you're going to have to find out. If you want to use a tens frame to help you, please do that. So when you're adding the numbers, you can use a little tens frame in each column and see if you've got 10 ones that you need to exchange, or if you've got 10 hundreds, or if you've got 10 tens that you need to exchange over. So it'll really help you to see that. If you go into the link, you can get access to the tens frame and the counters that you need. And if you need to go back to watch some of the earlier videos on addition, it shows you there how to use a tens frame to complete the addition. Okay, once you've done those, I want you to move on to question 4. So look at the bar model and the part whole model. And then question 5, can you find the missing numbers? So you can either pause the video to do this, or if you're looking to show more, there's a link to this description in these pages in my Google Drive. This file will be there, so you can download it and print it out, or just have it as a PDF on your computer, or you can just keep pausing the video and work through these. Okay, use the statements less than, greater than, or equal to make these statements correct. And then use these digit cards. What are the 2 largest 4-digit numbers you can make using 4 different digit cards? Add the 2 numbers together. What is the total that you can make? So a couple of things to do there for that question. Finally, we've got our maths mole, a bit of checking going on for the maths mole. So Jana's completed some additions. Check her answers are correct. Okay, so have a look at all these questions, 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one that she's done. Are they correct? So work through the calculations and see if she's been working accurately. If they're not correct, explain why they are not, or explain why they are. So justify your answers. So justify why you think she has been incorrect. What has she done? What mistake has she made? And how would she be able to go about correcting it? Okay, so think about if you were trying to help your friend and they'd made a mistake. How would you explain to them what they need to do? Okay, so look at the final ones. This is addition using partitioning. What is the problem with this one? What mistake has been made? Okay, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you get a notification of the next session. And I'll see you back here for the next session, and we will look at adding more than 4-digit numbers. Goodbye.